Hey there, my name is Welonz. Welcome back to 999. This is our 5th playthrough, and with any luck, it should be our last, so quite excited right now. So last time, I said I was gonna write down all the details we learned from the other playthrough, but unfortunately I didn't get around to doing it. One, because I didn't have too much time. I'm actually recording this like 12 hours before I'm publishing this video, so that gives you a sense of how much time I have. More importantly though, number 2, I don't even know how to note it down because it felt like everything was new. So I honestly just want to jump right in and find out what the heck is going on here. It honestly doesn't feel like it's something that one playthrough can resolve. All of it, because we have so many mysteries right now. Who is Zero? We still don't know. Still. But hopefully by the end of this, we'll come to a satisfactory conclusion. Since the last playthrough, I did learn one thing though. Not really about the game itself, but something more human, I suppose. You know how I did all the flowchart stuff, hoping that it would help me gain some insight into what's happening so far? All of that really just made me realize that, in the end, even though we try to be objective, we see what we want to see. 'Cause we're human and we have biases and stuff. Sure, Ace was always in my list of suspects, but I wasn't sure what part he took in it, and most of the time I really just focused on Snake because, like I said last time, oh, he disappeared, so he must be suspicious. And so all of my line of thinking just went towards trying to pin down Snake to be someone guilty. And I basically started seeing what I wanted to see. I wanted to find evidence that would prove that Snake is not a good guy. I don't really know if we have a place to use this kind of learning anymore since we're at the very end already, but it is good to keep in mind that we need to be open-minded for all possibilities. I do have to say that this game does something very interesting with how it plays on your expectations though. So usually, in a story, you can have a plot twist, and that's one way of subverting expectations. But the way they've done it here, how do I explain this? It's like they're really aware of what you will think of. They're really, the writer is super aware of what I'll think of when I see certain things. Like for example, the whole Ace being face blind thing. A couple of you pointed out that you can actually find a few instances where it hints towards that. But the way they've done it in a way that makes you think it means something else. Like for example, the whole thing about how Clover and Snake might not be brother and sister. The whole segment, Ace was super fishy looking, which led me to believe that he knew something about Clover and Snake that I didn't, but actually, it's just him being nervous because he's face blind. And that's just one example. I'm sure there's tons of these examples that we haven't even uncovered yet. I still don't know why Snake whispered to Clover. Still a mystery to me. But yeah, the way this game plays on your expectations is kinda interesting. Which makes me feel like I need to be on guard, but I don't really think it's something I can guard against, really. So yeah, I guess, before we begin this last playthrough, all I can tell myself is to keep an open mind and try not to jump to conclusions, because it'll probably surprise me with something else later on. Okay, with that said, I think we should just begin. We gotta go here first. This is the 5th door, so this is the 4th door where we went to the cabins with Lotus, June, and Santa. Second class cabins. Whoa! Why is there so much? Well, how do I know which one is the key? I guess we'll just have to look at all of them? If I can skip past all of them, it'll be okay, right? Oh! Even this matters? Crap. I might have had it right before, though. Guess I'll just try this one.
本物のタイタニックなんじゃないか？
本物のタイタニック？それってひょっとしてタイムスリップしたってことですか？船が沈む前の1912年4月14日よりも前の世界に。
Even the goddamn Titanic is a glycerin.
は？何言ってんだお前。
あれ？違いました？
Junpei grinned and shook his head.
違う。全然違う。タイムスリップなんてあるわけないだろ。俺が言いたかったのは、タイタニック沈没にまつわる陰謀説のことだ。
陰謀説？何ですかそれ？
知らないか？ 結構有名な話だぞ。タイタニック号には、外観も内装も瓜二つの姉妹船、オリンピック号という船が存在してたな。
それなら知ってます。
I thought it was called Gigantic.
確かオリンピック号は何度も事故を起こしている欠陥船で、船主の会社はその船の処分に困ってたんですよね。そこでその会社は欠陥船であるオリンピック号を新たに作られたタイタニック号であるかのように偽装して恋に沈めたとかなんとか。
そうだ。莫大な保険金をかけた上でな。
だとすると、
Hey!
本物のタイタニック号は沈没していなかったことになりますよね。
ああ。2隻はすり替えられたんだ。
Hey! A huge insurance policy. Do you think that can fund the traps on this ship? Maybe.
本物のタイタニック号の方は、オリンピック号と名前を変え、その後20年以上もの間、現役の客船として活躍し続けたらしい。
あれ？ちょっと待ってください。それって逆に言うと、1935年頃には現役を引退したってことになりません？
あ？まあ、そうなるな。
その後はどうなったんでしょう？
解体されたらしい。
解体って、だったらどっちにしろ同じじゃないですか？どっちが本物のタイタニック号だったとしても現存はしていないわけで、一隻は現役を引退して解体され、もう一隻は呪いのせいで海の木図と化した。だったらやっぱりこの船は。
待て、今なんて言った？もう一隻は何のせいで海の木図と化したって？
Oh, it's back to the
呪いの
curse.
せいですけど。
なんだよ、呪いって。
呪いは呪いですよ。エジプトのミイラの呪いのことです。タイタニックにはピラミッドの中から。
We've seen this part.
バカバカしい。そんなことあるわけねえだろうが。
Oh! Okay. This time I don't even get to pick, because I thought previously, didn't I get to pick if I believed in curses or not? Oh.
あります。
なんで断言できるんだよ。
その王女のミイラは普通のミイラじゃなかったんですよ。とても不思議な、信じられないような特徴があって。
なんだよ、その特徴っていうのは。
彼女、驚くほど綺麗だったみたいなんです。
綺麗？
はい。
ミイラなのに？
そうです。
They've mentioned the Titanic thing a few times, but oh, there's my key. There's my key. I honestly don't know what the hell that has to do with anything. The ship we're on. The preview mentioned it too, the whole Gourdain thing, but yeah, I don't know what's up. Does that mean I don't have to go back to these ones anymore? Match? Should I do them anyway, just in case there's something new? Yeah. If it repeats, it'll just skip, right? So, not too big of a time loss. Oh, this is kind of rude. Let's do it.
バカ、そんなんじゃねえよ。
純平くん、あの頃と何も変わらないですね。
It's because Junpei is a tsundere girl.
ところで純平くん。
ん？
純平くんはなんでこんなとこ？
That's it. Okay, well, I'm glad that that didn't cause her to have a bad reaction or anything. Because Junpei is just not someone very good at expressing his own feelings.
なあ、純平。ちょっと
These ones don't seem to give me something different. And it's nice to look at the... Should I not take it?
悪いが俺もいらないよ。なんかそういうの、男からもらうのもキモいし。
まあ、
Oh!
それもそうだね。だったら無理にとは言わないが。
Oh, come on! Why are you guys so close-minded? What's wrong with getting presents from another guy? Jeez.
本当にいらないんだな。
Okay, I'll take it. If Santa wanted him to have it that much, Junpei couldn't see any harm in taking it.
もらっておこうかな。
なんでだけ。
They gave me 2 chances for that. That's a little strange.
ほら。
Well, we have it.
すっきりしたぜ。
So these ones don't seem to necessarily give me a key, but it still unlocks a few lines of new dialogue, which is fine,
おいちょかぶの？
そうだよ。話の流れ的にそれ以外にねえだろうが。おいちょ株ではな、9は株っつって最強の数字なんだよ。逆に0は豚、最弱の数字になる。
ゼロは豚か。
Oh.
このゲームの首謀者と同じだな。
So in the original Japanese, it's not a monkey, it's a pig. Wait, why are you shocked?
は？確かにそうだな。俺たちを閉じ込めた犯人、ゼロは豚野郎に違いね
え。そういえばノナリーゲームっておいちょ株に似てるわよね。まあおいちょ株の方は数字根なんていうめんどくさいものは使わないけどね。札の数を足して2桁になったら10の位を切り捨ててしまえばいいだけで。
You only say this because you haven't seen the casino.
でも合計数を1桁に変えて勝負するという意味では同じじゃない？
なるほど。言われてみりゃ確かにそうだな。
それから最終的に9を作ったものが勝ちってところも似てるわ。
9を作ったものが勝ち？
忘れたの？ゼロが言ってたじゃない。
脱出するための出口は船内のどこかに隠されている。探したまえ。9と書かれた扉がそれだ。つまりこの船から脱出するには最終的に数字根が9になるようなチームを作らなければならないってことか。
そのチームを作った奴らだけが生き残ることができると。
そういうこと。だからノナリーゲームなのよ。
は？
え？
知らない？ノナリーっていうのは9個からなる九神法のって意味なのよ。
It's actually kind of scary how everyone is pretty damn highly educated here. I think nonary might even be a word that some native speakers don't know, and these people aren't even native English speakers.
語源はラテン語のノナ、9の
Oh my
窃盗時。
God.
ちなみに1の窃盗時はユニね。一角獣、ユニコーンのユニよ。2はバイ、バイナリのバイ。バイナリっていうのは二進数って意味ね。3のトリはよく耳にするでしょ。トリオとかトリプルとかトライアングルとか。その後はクオルト、クイント、セクサ、セプトと続いて、最後に8の窃盗時であるオクトはオクトパス。タコの名前についてるわ。ほら、タコって足が8本じゃない？だから。
なるほど。それと同じでノナっていうのは9を表すわけか。
ところでこの船に閉じ込められたのって何人だったっけ
？9人だな。
Way more than 9, okay? There's the captain who died, the random old guy, and then there's the guy who died in place of Snake. There might be a whole freaking army here, for all I know.
それぞれに割り振られたバングルナンバーは
1から9までだ。
タイムリミットは何時間だったかしら。
0は9時間と。
それじゃあ最後この船から脱出するには
どこかにある9の扉を開かなければならない。
数字根が9になるチームを作って。
つまりそういうこと。このゲームにはあちこちに9という数字が散りばめられてるのよ。9をテーマにしたゲームだからノナリーゲームってわけ。
This conversation is really different from the one that we would get if we picked stocks. Because in that one Santa told us about Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Haha. Ooh. Okay, well, I don't know if the bookmark affects anything, but we still have the key, so we must still be okay. Which one did I just do? Even this one matters?
それにしても、一体何なんだこの絵。
Yeah, I can see the dog now, and I can't not see it. Maybe it'll take some time for me to not see it. Ah! So maybe this is just so it lets me see the other choices. Small boat? Sure.
湖に浮かぶ小舟かな。この辺が船の頭で、この辺からオールが突き出てて。
I don't know where you're seeing the boat.
外れよ。正解は小型犬。ほら、こんな感じで。
Yep. I really... Up until now, I'm still not really sure why they keep hammering this point in. Why do they keep doing that? This glycerin thing, this hydrate thing, this dog thing. The whole concept of information transmitting telepathically. Well, we got the key now, so whatever, I guess. The kitchen? Oh, there's 4 here too. Okay, guess we'll just look at all of them. Oh, futility. Oh, I completely forgot about this. This is not even on my flowchart. Yeah, I've heard of this.
ああ、それってあれだろ?
Oh, and this would be the second time me and June are talking about Titanic too.
タイタニックが沈没するよりも前に書かれた小説の内容が実際に起こった事故の様子と酷似していたとかいう。
はい。その小説のタイトルがフューティリティだったんですよ。書かれたのはタイタニック号が沈没する14年も前のことになります。にもかかわらず。
だから知ってるって。さすがに小説のタイトルまでは知らなかったが、要するにいろいろと書いてあった内容が一致してたんだろ？タイタニックのそれと。
ええ。
だけど、それって捏造だったみたいだぜ。
Yeah, this world is big. There's a lot of things happening in this world. So even things that are really, really big coincidences can happen. It might just be a case of, what's that thing with monkeys typing out Shakespeare's plays? If you give them all of time, eventually they'll manage to type it out, right? So maybe it's just something like that.
捏造？
船の設定に関する記述は、タイタニックが沈んだ後に書き加えられたものらしい。客船が氷山に激突して沈没するってとこだけは最初からあったみたいだが。
でも小説が出版されたのは確かに1898年。事故の14年前だって。
だからそれは初版本だったんだよ。それから14年が経ち、作者はタイタニック号の事故について知ったんだ。そこでいわゆる便乗商法ってやつだな。彼は14年前に書いた小説の設定をタイタニックのそれと合うように過失修正して再版したってわけだ。
This guy's dirty. Thomas whatever, right? Oh. June has taken it back again. This is the second time we've been refuting June's occult stuff. Yeah, the first time I went through these rooms, I was just, going along with whatever she said because they seem to have stemmed from the conversation choices that made more sense to me. Maybe that's a coincidence. Maybe that's what they wanted me to do. Who knows? Interesting to see how this will play out.
そうだったんですか。
そうだったんですよ。予言だの予知だの。そんなもんあるわけないだろ。
Oh. For a moment, June looked very unhappy, more so than Junpei thought was normal for such a discussion. But it lasted only a moment. Oh. With no apparent reason, she suddenly looked up at him, alarmed.
でもタイタニックの沈没を予言した方はそれだけじゃないんですよ。
それだけじゃない？
そうです。ウィリアム・トーマス・ステッドという人が書いた小説の中にも同じようなことが。もちろん書かれたのは事故の前のことです。
Then we've seen this part. The whole thing about automatic writing. When the text is bolded, I guess I'm supposed to pay more attention to it. But It's all just random information to me right now. We're in the freezer, and then we spend hours talking about... Oh. Oh, this is the Ice 9 thing, right?
知らねえよ。知らねえし、知ったところで何になるんだよ。今はそんなことよりも。
なりますよ。高い圧力を加えれば二酸化炭素も液体になります。
おいおい、まともに答えてる場合じゃねえだろうが。
だって私も疑問に思ってたから。
何よ。
蒸圧で二酸化炭素が液体にならないことを。
だろ？不思議だよな。水は0度から100度の間で液体になるのに、なんで二酸化炭素はならねえんだよ。H2O も CO2 も似たようなもんじゃねえか。
似たようなもんじゃねえよ。全然違う物質だろうが。
Why did they use a 0 for this? Are you messing with me? That's not an O? Oh my god. I know, that's really petty.
というか、このままだと俺たち本当に氷の彫像になっちまうぞ。いいのか？いいわけねえよな。さあ、分かったらさっさと動くんだ。来年の札幌雪まつりに飾られたくないならな。
So this time, we cut the conversation short.
でも純平くん、0度以上でも液体にはならない氷ってあるみたいですよ。
Oh?
私聞いたことがあるんです。融点が36度の水が存在するって。
融点が36度の水？それって36度でも凍っちまう水ってことか？
ええ。逆に言うと36度になるまで溶けない氷とも言えますけど。
Like, I'm trying to tie all of this together in my head. Is it just random information? Because if it's not, then the only possibility I can think of is, well, water and ice, right? So are we talking about the iceberg that Titanic hit? What? Oh my god, I'm losing it. Oh, we haven't been down this path before. That's interesting.
なんだよ、その融点が36度の水って。
アイスナインっていうみたいです。
And then we've heard of this before. And the whole hydrate glycerin thing. I don't... Okay. Junpei was kind of annoyed. Jun was nice, but he'd had enough of her ridiculous stories. This is the third one. So all of a sudden, a substance began to crystallize without a seed crystal? That seemed unlikely. No, impossible. In fact, it was utterly ridiculous. Oh, I've made Junpei into a real killjoy here. Even so, Junpei couldn't help but ask.
それで、その話とさっきのアイスナインの話、どういう関係があるんだよ。
要するに、今の話とアイスナインの話は同じだってことだろ
Okay. Well, going through all of this, whether it contributes to the key or not, is really painting me a picture of Junpei being told Jun about a lot of weird stories. That's something that I didn't really notice when I was playing through these rooms the first time. Maybe it's because I didn't play them in succession. How about escaping? There's something here too? No? Oh, maybe it's the part where I accuse Lotus of doing stuff. No, oh wow, that was just... There's nothing about that. That was new. I don't know why they made me do that one. Okay, hopefully... I'm a little bit worried about something that, yeah, you know how in the other route, the Santa story, it updated, but it didn't tell me. So hopefully, whatever I need to see here, it's all updated. But let me get back out here for a second. So we got the first two keys, and the next key is... I don't even know what this is. Operating room. Ah, the hydrate. Ah!
戻ろうか。
We have to hear all the weird stories. Is that it?
あ
Maybe that's it. This is the first time we heard it, the hydrate thing.
あたかも物質同士が互いに囁き合っているかのように
Ah! Because this is not the first time Junpei's heard this story. Now he can talk to Seven more about it.
目には見えない何かで情報を伝え合っているかのようにその現象は瞬く間に世界各地へと広がっていっただろ
Junpei looked up at Seven with half a smirk. Seven stared at him, dumbfounded.
そうだ要するにそういうことなんだだがなんでわかった
Oh, you're not the first one to tell me. Actually, you were. You were. In the very, very beginning.
似たような話を聞いたことがあるからだよ
どこで
冷凍庫で
冷凍庫
ああそこで紫から聞いたんだが
Junpei told Seven the story he'd heard from June in the freezer in the kitchen. How one day glycerin began to crystallize, and the story of the ice that wouldn't melt at room temperature. When Junpei was done, Seven looked thoughtful and absent-mindedly rubbed his scar on his chin. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring that up, but I never got the chance to. The scar that Seven has, it's not in the pictures of his flashbacks, so I wonder if he got these scars from whatever happened here 9 years ago.
常温でも溶けない氷か
何か思い当たることでも
ちょっと待ってくれもう少しで思い出しそうなんだ
Oh, it's something from 9 years ago. Seven's eyes stared off into space, as if he were trying to desperately to focus on something far away.
もしかして
Oh? Yeah, let's bring it up by name.
アイスナインのこと知ってるのか
アイスナインアイスナインアイスナインアイスアイスアイス
All ice?
そうだ思い出したぜこの船にはあの少女がいるんだ
Oh?
あの少女
アリスのことだよ
Oh! So it isn't all ice, it is Alice.
アリスって誰だよ
だから常温でも溶けない凍りついたあの少女のことだ
Hmm? The woman who won't melt at room temperature. So she melts at higher temperatures. June got a fever in the engine room? Is that related? No, but she also got fevers during non-hot parts. Never mind. Something to keep in mind. Why June keeps getting fevers.
は
It became clear to Seven that Junpei had no idea what he was talking about. He ran his hand across his face and took a deep breath.
1912年4月15日の未明タイタニック号が沈没したことは知ってるよな
ああ犠牲者の数は1500名以上史上最悪の海難事故だそれがどうかしたのか
遺体を回収した船のことは
確かカルパチア号じゃなかったかなタイタニック号と同じイギリス船籍の客船だったと思うが
違うそいつは生存者を救出した船のことだ遺体を回収した船はマッケイ・ベネット号というベネット号は事故発生から2日後の4月17日カナダのハリファクスにある港を出港し現場海域において306人の遺体を収容したそこは氷山の漂う極寒の海原
Why the hell did they send a ship from Canada? Was that the closest place?
当然のごとく引き上げられた遺体はガチガチに凍りついていたという
あまり気分のいい話じゃないなそれで
ベネット号が引き上げたのは何も遺体だけじゃなかった洋上に浮かんだ数々の遺品も回収したと言われている その中に一機の棺があった。
棺？
Oh my god. Oh my god. Is that the one in the storage room? Or is that one in the chapel? Oh my god, there's two coffins on board.
そう、棺だ。おそらく腕の立つ職人が作ったんだろう。組木細工のような構造をしていたその棺は、一本の釘も使われていなかったにもかかわらず、少しの隙間もなくびっちりと密閉されていたらしい。船員たちは気になって、その棺を開けてみることにした。
Haven't we seen this somewhere before? It's not the coffins we've seen so far, but I feel like we've seen this somewhere before. Was it during June's mummy story? Oh god, my head hurts.
くさびを打ち込んで無理やりこじ開けたんだ。すると中に収められていたのは一人の少女の亡骸だった。
The mummy!
あでやかな黒髪、みずみずしく潤いをまとった褐色の肌、気品漂うその顔立ちはまるで女神のように美しかったという。彼女は眠るように死んでいた。今にも起き上がってきそうなほど血色のいい艶やかな肌をしていた。だが彼女が目覚めることはなかった。他の犠牲者たちと同じように彼女の体は冷たく凍りついていたんだ。やがて捜索を終えたベネット号は母港であるハリファクスの港へと戻った。次々と陸揚げされていく306体の遺体。春のうららかな日差しを浴びて、その頃にはもう凍っていた遺体はぐずぐずと溶け出していた。中には腐臭を放ち始めていたものもあったとか。ところが一体だけ凍りついたままの綺麗な遺体が存在した。それが
棺の中に収められていた少女だったと。
そうだ。最初は誰もが思った。ほんの 2,3 日もすれば彼女の体も腐り始めるだろうと。だが1週間経っても2週間経っても状態はまるで変わらなかった。1月が経ち2月が経ち、季節はすでに夏。それでもなお凍ったままの彼女の姿はやがて人々から奇跡と呼ばれるようになった。
Is that why she was named Alice? Because Alice is made of all ice?
噂は噂を呼んで瞬く間に広がり、奇跡の少女を一目見ようと大勢の人々がハリファクスの港へと押し寄せることになった。そんな中、誰からともなく彼女のことをこんな風に呼び始めた。オールアイス、アリスと。だがその噂も長くは続かなかった。
どうして？
消えちまったんだよ。アリスの姿が忽然と。何者かが倉庫に忍び込んでアリスの遺体を持ち去ったらしい。姿が消えれば噂も消える。次第に彼女のことは忘れ去られていき、今では当時の新聞にその名残をわずかに留めるばかりだ。
待ってくれ。お前はさっきこの船にはあの少女がいるって。
ああ、言ったな。アリスは間違いなくこの船のどこかにいるはずだ。
なぜ？
俺は知ってるからだ。
何を？
その後アリスがどうなったのかを。
Oh.
聞かせてくれ。どうなったんだアリスは。
当時ニューヨークには世界中の富豪たちが集まるブラックマーケットがあったと言われている。
You know, of all the things Seven doesn't remember, for some reason he does remember this. And oh my god, is this where the Gourdain guy kicks in?
そこのオークションでアリスは競売にかけられたんだ。落札した人物の名はサーデュエフ・ゴルダイン。聞いたことのある名前だろう。
ゴルダイン卿、タイタニック号の姉妹船ギガント号を買い取った人物か。
その通り。 ま、時系列的には逆になるんだがな。
というと？
ゴルダイン卿は1912年にアリスを手に入れてから、その4年後の1916年にギガントを買い取ったんだ。そしてギガントのどこかにアリスを隠した。それがどこなのかはわからん。彼は1931年にこの世を去っている。アリスの隠し場所を誰にも告げぬままくたばっちまったのさ。ただ
なんだ？
ゴルダイン卿の側近が一度だけ尋ねたことがあるそうだ。アリスはどこに？すると彼はこう答えたという。ギガントのへその下。知識の森を抜けた小部屋にアリスは眠っている。
なんだそりゃ？暗号か？
The library. Past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic. I wonder if we can find that thing anymore. No, it's not here anymore. But we got that library keycard. That's right. That's right.
さあな。とにかくそんなわけで俺は確信してるんだよ。ギガントのどこかに、つまりこの船のどこかに氷の少女が隠されてるってな。
Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, as Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next, Clover's shrill voice pierced the room.
ちょっと、二人とも何やってんのよ。
Oh, I thought she was gonna scream.
そんなところでだべってないで、早く出てきなさいよ。
Oh, Clover.
ああ、わかったわかった。すぐに行くよ。
たくもう。
とにかくそういうわけだ。今話したこと、いずれ役に立つ時が来るかもしれん。忘れんなよ。
Okay. Maybe we'll go to the library this time.
か。
Junpei was left behind to ponder what he'd just heard, which means this time we have to go back to the captain's quarters then. We have to get that all ice book and the key to go to the library. But we only have like so many hours. Are we gonna be able to fit everything in? Especially with people trying to kill us on board? He tried to remember what June had told him earlier.
その王女のミイラは普通のミイラじゃなかったんですよ。
She was beautiful.
彼女、凍ってたみたいなんです。発見された時からタイタニックに積み込まれるまでずっと。凍りついたその体は砂漠の上を運ばれている時でさえ決して溶けることはなかったと言われています。
そのエジプトの王女がアリス？体内にある 60% の水分が全てアイスナインでできていた。
Wow. That's a conclusion that you can only come to if you heard all those other stories. But even then, even if we did that, I can't help but feel so. I'm just saying, man, this better all tie up together, because right now I can't see how this ties up.
バカバカしい。そんな人間いるわけないじゃないか。
That's that. That's one key. And then this is when Clover... Oh? Yeah, Clover is like, Junpei, I might die. What do you want to do? Oh! The bookmark. Hell yeah, let's do it.
あ、そうだ。確かポケットにあった。
Junpei reached into his pocket and dug it out.
四つ葉のクローバー。
Santa had given it to him in the second classroom. He held it out to Clover.
知ってるか？四つ葉のクローバーの葉っぱには1枚ずつ意味が込められてるんだぜ。 ホープ、フェイス、ラブ、ラック、希望、信頼、愛、幸運だ。
Clover? I still don't know. In the ending where she killed us, she says that she's doing it to get revenge on Snake. So maybe what she really needed was a little bit of optimism that this bookmark will hopefully give her.
こいつをお前にやろう。お守りだ。受け取ってくれ。
A bit of positive thinking. Junpei pressed the four-leaf clover into Clover's hand.
いいか、四つ葉。いつでも、どんな時でも、希望を捨てちゃいけない。大切なのは信じること。そして愛することだ。この3つが揃った時、初めて幸運が訪れる。お前の兄貴、ニルスは殺されてなんかいない。きっとどこかで生きている。そう信じるんだ。強く。
I'm just thinking about how far we've come. The first time I saw that, I was like, oh crap, I never even thought that Snake would be dead. And then I thought he was dead. And then I thought he wasn't. And then he actually wasn't. But then he died again. Oh, my heart can't take much more of this. Clover stared at the four-leaf clover in her hand. He could see tears start to form at the corners of her eyes.
ありがとう。
Aww. Her voice was tiny and broken, and as she spoke, she started to cry. Before Clover killed me, I said that Clover never gave me a villain vibe. Yeah, I know she killed me, but looking at something like this again though, she feels more like a victim than a villain to me. She tried to hide her tears by looking at the floor, but it did little good. She wiped away tears with the baggy arms of her jacket, but more quickly took their place. No matter how she tried, she couldn't stop crying. Oh, maybe it's been a long time since someone really tried to care about her. Her tears made small wet circles on the floor.
ありがとう。
She said it again. Then she looked up at Junpei and seemed to choke down the last of her grief. She did her best to smile. Junpei wiped an errant tear from her cheek with his thumb and gave her the best smile he could manage.
最高。出口の前でセブンが待ってる。
But still, Clover didn't move.
待って。その前に一つだけ聞きたいことがあるの。
Oh?
なんだ？
実験って聞いて、何か思い当たることは？
For a moment, Junpei's mind froze. Then he came back to his senses and realized the word meant nothing to him, aside from the dictionary definition. This is not the first time Clover's had a reaction to this word. And when she's asking it like that, it makes me think that she must be the product of some sort of experimentation, because she feels not good about it. It almost feels like, for example, if you go to school, and then, I don't know, the class nerd asks you, how do you feel about nerds? Something like that. You know what I mean? So I wonder if Clover has been experimented on.
Huh?
そっか。そうだよね。それじゃあやっぱり、ただの偶然だったんだ。
Oh?
順平が四つ葉のクローバーのこと、知ってたのは。
すまん。
Oh?
意味がわからないんだが。
Okay, that's revealing information. Something about the experiment has to do with the four-leaf clover. Santa knows about the four-leaf clover. Okay, so maybe it's not Clover that's the one that's the experiment. Santa? We know Santa is something, okay? Santa can't be nothing. So far, of all the characters, we probably know the least about Santa. It's kinda mysterious.
なんでもないの。気にしないで。
気にしないでって言われて、気にならないやつなんていないだろう。 なあ、教えてくれ。何なんだ、その実験って。
Clover looked away. The four-leaf clover was still in her hand. Well, even if Santa was not the one experimented on, maybe it's his sister, because his sister is dead. That seems to fall in line with experimentations. She stared at it for a long moment, and then finally spoke.
絶対誰にも言わないって誓ってくれる？
Yes.
誓うよ。
本当に？
Yes.
本当だ。
信頼してもいいんだよね。
当たり前じゃないか。
Well, you did try to kill me, but that's the past. That's the past. Clover slipped the four-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying. She looked up at Junpei.
わかった。それじゃあ教えてあげる。今から9年前、この船で何が行われたのか。
待て。この船で？
そう。この船で。
He was entirely lost. He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover had finished.
実験は、ある特殊な心理的作用を検証するために行われたの。その心理的作用っていうのは、目には見えないフィールドを介した共鳴作用のことなんだけど。
目には見えないフィールド？
We heard that from Lotus. The morpho blah blah, morphomagnetic whatever.
例えば、これを見て。
She pointed at the operating table. On top of it was a somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose parts had been swapped with another mannequin.
ジョン君。これって、本当にジョン君なのかな？
は？
Ah! It's gonna be a philosophy question, isn't it? It's the ship of Theseus. All Junpei could think of was she's finally completely lost it. Let's see what she has to say first.
ロックの靴下みたいじゃない？そうじゃなければ、テセウスの船とか。
I just read about this by coincidence on Wikipedia 2 days ago, so this is super fresh in my mind. Junpei grew even more confused. He never heard of either of those things, although they sounded smart.
知らない？今言ったパラドックスの話。
知らないな。
Junpei shook his head. Clover laughed.
ロックの靴下っていうのは、こんな話。今ここにお気に入りの靴下があるとするね。その靴下に大きな穴が開いちゃったの。順平だったらどうする？
Well, I would throw it away, but we want to patch it up.
継ぎ当てをするしかないだろうな。どっからか別の布を持ってきて穴のところに縫い付けるんだ。
他のところにも穴が開いちゃったら？
また継ぎ当てをする。
さらに他のところにも穴が開いちゃったら？
また継ぎ当てを。
じゃあさ、そうして何度も継ぎ当てを繰り返していって、最初に使われてた布地が全くなくなっちゃったとしたら、そうしたら、それって元のお気に入りの靴下と同じものって言えるのかな？
難しい問題だな。もしかしてそれがロックの靴下の話か？
そう。テセウスの船も似たようなもの。テセウスの船、その船の傷んだ箇所を少しずつ補修していったら、最終的にもともと使われていた部品が一つもない状態になっちゃったんだって。それでもその船はテセウスの船と言えるのかな？あと、船から取り除かれた古い部品を別の場所で組み立て直した場合はどうなるんだろう。その時にはどちらか一方が 本物のテセウスの船ってことになるのかな。補修した方かな、それとも古い部品で組み立て直した方。
It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei was intrigued.
ね、同じだと思わない？
何が？
The
この
mannequin?
人形のこと。これってジョン君なのかな、それともルーシー。
Junpei looked at the operating table again. A mannequin full of body parts from a different body. Clover had been right. It was just like locked socks in the ship of Theseus. So I think in this kind of situation, for a human, we already have things like organ transplants, so this is totally a thing in real life already. But there's one thing that I don't think we can switch out in our whole body. Our head. So I think a lot of people would agree if you say that, you know, as long as the head is remaining, then maybe we can accept that to mean it's the same person. Well, I'm sure that's not something everybody agrees on. Oh! The part of the body that holds a person's identity is the head. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom had held that a man's identity resided in his heart, or any number of internal organs. And here, they had both.
頭部と心臓はジョンのものだ。しかしそれらと片腕を除いた全身の大部分はルーシーのパーツによって構成されているか。
私たちもこの人形と同じなんだよ。だってそうでしょ、私たちの体の細胞だって日々入れ替わってるわけで、私の左腕の一部はサンマのタンパク質でできてるのかもしれない。順平の右足の一部は牛のタンパク質でできてるのかもしれない。さらに遡るとサンマや牛のタンパク質も別の何かでできてることになるよね。そんな風にして私たちはつながり合ってるんだよ。目には見えないフィールドを介して。
Field? How is that related to this, though? Yeah, I get the whole paradox thing, but how is that related to the fields that can't be seen? Oh, you mean like in general, how we're all made up of different things? Okay, that's a little bit spooky.
遅えよ、何やってんだお前ら。
Sorry.
いつまで待たせるつもりだ。時間がねえんだよ、分かってんだろうが。
Sorry. Oh, you made Clover sad! Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei, as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. Oh, 7! She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of 7. 7 seemed to catch on.
なんだ？俺に隠れて密談でもしてたのか？
An old man like you wouldn't understand?
違うよ、そんなんじゃない。私たちはただ人形遊びをしてただけ。
人形遊び？
行こう、順平。
Moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed toward the exit. Oh my god, 7's gonna think we made out in here or something. 7 stared after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression.
人形遊びって。順平、お前そんな趣味あったのか？
Don't judge a book by its cover.
アホか。
With a short laugh, 7 followed, and we are out.
よし。それじゃあ、開けるぞ。
いちいち聞かなくてもいい。さっさと開けるか。
Alrighty. Oh! And did she mention the part where she thought that her brother was gonna die? I think so. Back out here. We still haven't done this one yet, but I don't think it's actually necessary, because it's just a dialogue prompt, right? Choosing to go to the second door? We don't really need to do that. For now anyway.